You think your problem is because you can't find a way to get focused and do everything. Time management, you think it's your problem, but I'm telling you, these are the top 5 reasons time management is not your problem. Most people assume it is, and when you keep thinking that, you will keep running into the exact same walls. So let's rock and roll. Top 5 reasons why time management is not your problem. One of the main things people don't realize is it's not time management, your capacity sucks. To be honest, like you have all the hours in a day, you do all these different things, but you aren't able to do everything you want to do because your capacity is limited. Whether it's the capacity to handle hard conversations and they shut you down, right? Or some feedback makes you feel bad about yourself, you can't get the energy back up. Think about it. You telling me every time The Rock films a movie that right before they say action, everything's going great in his life? Nah, that's not human, right? Something's going wrong, but he has the capacity to manage it in real time so he gets more done in a window of time than most people do, right? That's a certain person, but the biggest issue we run into is we don't have the ability to have endurance, to push past things, to get all the things we want done because our capacity is limited. And we call it time management. It's not a time management thing. It's how are you showing up in that time that you're managing. So one of the most important things I want you to think about is how do you progressively expand your capacity? Much like working out, right? The first time I do a workout, my oxygen, the capacity it has to bring oxygen to breathe through it, the beginning it sucks. The more I do it, the more my capacity grows. What was once a hard workout becomes a warm-up in time, right? You're expanding capacity. Number 2, you have not enough plugs in your life. See, most of us will call this the time management issue is not enough plugs or not enough help or whatever it is in time management skill sets. It ends up being this perspective here. If I have an aspect of my life where I have 8 plugs that got to get plugged in, I have family, I have relationship with my wife, I have my career, I have my health, I have the business, right? Just one of the plugs. There's obviously a bunch of plugs here. What happens is I assume that my only issue is finding of the 8 that I have 5 spaces, right? How do I get them all to plug in? What's the perfect combination to get it done? And we think it's what it is. It's not the issue. You have phenomenal insight. You have great goals. You have great things that should fit into your life. But you're struggling to find space for something that doesn't have a space to go anywhere. So what you need to do is step back and go, how do I shift the way that I'm showing up, shift my state, I call it, and get to the point of being able to expand this so that I can go, hey, all 8 plugs are plugged in, and then even more in time. That's the thing that most people don't realize is the biggest issue with time management, is that if you want to have the capacity in that time, you got to add the ability to have more plugs plugged in. So biggest thing is you don't have enough plugs or capacity, right? It's tied to number 1. It's a little bit different to kind of focus on. You need to find a way to get these things in. Number 3 is you don't know how to adapt. See, time management is this thing where we're trying to say, all right, I got to manage this time properly, but this is how it's going to be done. This is what I got to do. This is how it works. Nothing can change. And you show up to a moment, something unexpected happens, you freak out, your capacity isn't there to handle it, right? And then, I don't know how to adapt. I want to fight for it to be the way it was and what goes on, and you never realize that if you could simply adapt to the moment, you'd be much better. See, I played professional football, and to be quite honest, we had to adapt every single play. Here's the game plan, get into the game, something's going wrong, let's adjust, let's audible, right? You have an adaptation of what you're seeing, which allows you to take your same skill sets and apply them in a different configuration. Adapt and move and adjust and learn new things, try new things, and get better. And then what happens is the time you're trying to manage gets managed easier because you're adapting, and what you thought was going to be an hour, I can do this in 45 minutes. Ooh, you find more time, extend your capacity to do more, right? So biggest thing is you got to learn to adapt. Number 4, you are focusing on the wrong F. EFF, that is, right? Is efficiency, is effectiveness. Now, efficiency says, in my time, I'm efficient with what I'm doing in my time. That's great. It's all good and well. The problem really is effectiveness. If I'm more effective, I can be less efficient and get things done. But imagine if you could be effective in what you're doing, do a great job, and do it efficiently. If you can get both those combined, well, now what somebody else takes 3 hours to do, you can do in 30 minutes. The guys behind this camera right now are going to take this video and do something magical with it. It'd probably take me a full day. It'll take them probably an hour or less, right? Because they're effective at what they do and also efficient with it because they've got better at it over time and expanded their capacity to be great at that, which is the same thing you must do. Look at your life and go, where am I not being as effective as I can be? and not just focus on all the efficiency of the movement and distractions and focus. That's all good and well. But imagine if you got more effective and then efficient. It'd be a game changer for you. Number 5, your self-awareness sucks. Let's be honest, like all of us have these moments where we don't see what I call the label outside. We are inside and we can't see the label when we're inside the jar. It's out there and the thing's going on, but we don't even know what's going on. So we keep doing the same thing. We fight to keep doing the same thing because we think it's gonna work, and we don't realize that if we could simply see the label and notice that it probably shows that there's something we need to work on differently, which is diminishing our effectiveness, diminishing our efficiency, helping us or hurting us when it comes to be able to expand our capacity. If we could just see that, we could see what to work on. So one of the most important things that no one looks at is themselves and where you suck at something. It's okay to admit you're not great because it gives you permission to improve at that area. But you have to improve your self-awareness so you know what to do. So those are your top 5 reasons that time management is not your problem.